Hey guys, so today I want to try something new. I'm super excited about it. I saw somebody post a video of this recently and I was so surprised that I had never heard of it, but I'm super stoked today to be tier ranking Colleen Hoover's novels. And if you've looked at my blog or seen anything that I've done recently, you know that I have been binge reading all of her novels. Recently I've gotten on a kick and read at least 10 of them all in the span of a year and a half. So let's get started. The first one up here, it looks like Losing Hope, and I have never read that one. I am not the type of person who likes novellas or follow-up novels, especially from different perspectives. It's just kind of not my thing. I like a one and done kind of book where you get that romance, you get the story, and you get the happily ever after or not, and then that's it. I really like open-ended endings, and not a lot of people like that. So we're gonna put Losing Hope in the haven't read. All Your Perfects. Oof, that is a tough one. So I really like drama. I love books that have drama in them. But All Your Perfects had a little too much drama for me, and I know that sounds crazy. So I'm gonna put it in okay, but the reason for that is I didn't really like the characters, and I felt like there was no development throughout the story. Not only that, but it was too depressing. There was nothing for you except the constant overbearing weight of the emotions, the negative emotions. It was just too much. There wasn't anything that was like, oh, we're gonna be happy now. No, they didn't have that. So that's gonna stay in okay. Next is It Ends With Us. Of course, many Colleen Hoover fans are super obsessed with It Ends With Us. It is being developed into a movie. I am so excited. And she is writing a prequel. It starts sequel. She is writing a sequel. It starts with us, and I am super, super excited about it. And I know I just said I don't read follow-up novels, but I already pre-ordered this one. I would love to see where Colleen Hoover decides to go with this. And who knows, maybe it'll be the start of my sequel slash prequel obsession. Two more days. I have never heard of this one. This is going in the haven't read. Finding Perfect. It's a novella. Have not read that one. Slammed. Haven't read. Oof. Got a lot that I haven't read. Too Late, it looks like. I haven't read that one. I've seen it on Amazon, and I read about it, and I heard it has a lot of triggers, and I've never actually gotten into it. I think it's one of her novels that she wrote a while back. I don't think it's a recent one. So Confess. Confess is actually the second novel that I've read by Colleen Hoover. It Ends With Us was the first. And I really liked Confess, but after reading all of her other ones, I'm just going to list it as a good read because it had great characters, it had a great plot, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, that emotional impact that you love from Colleen Hoover. It was just kind of like, yeah, this is great. Maybe not, have not read that one. Maybe Now, also have not read that one. I think Maybe Not is a novella and Maybe Now is a follow-up to Maybe Someday. Not sure how that goes, but I have not read that. One More Step, that's also haven't read. Point of Retreat, nope. This Girl, nope. So most of her novels that she wrote in the beginning of her career, I did not read. I probably should go back and do that because I do love her writing and I love her style. And I'm sure that I would love most of the ones that she has here, even the novellas and the prequels and the sequels. I've never gotten into that kind of thing. Finding Cinderella is also I haven't read. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, so I haven't been binge reading as much as I should have, obviously. Ugly Love. So Ugly Love, we are going to put in Still Beautiful. It isn't the best of the best. It kind of has a friends with benefits theme. So it's got that romance. It's got that, oh, we're gonna be friends, but we're not gonna be romantic. And they all, of course, you know, have the issues between them that don't allow them to be together. So I really loved Ugly Love. It is one of my favorites, so it's gonna stay in Still Beautiful because, of course, we love the romance. Without Merit, we're gonna put that in. Ooh, it's either okay or not my thing. This one's tough. I'm gonna put it in not my thing. Without Merit was a family drama, and it didn't really have any romance in it. It was more along the lines of the teenage daughter working through her issues and her trauma. And it wasn't my thing. I wasn't really expecting it from Colleen Hoover. I was expecting something else, so it kind of caught me off guard, and I didn't really like it. Um, Regretting You. Okay, that's along the same lines as Without Merit, but Regretting You just really, really made me mad. I hated all of the decisions that the characters made throughout the novel. I liked the mother-daughter dynamic, but still, the family drama, it really didn't pull me in. And like I said, it really made me mad. If you read the first 3 chapters, you would find out, but I really don't want to spoil anything. It has to do with yeah, I'm not even gonna go there. But it does have themes of like cheating, and it didn't sit well with me. Verity. So Verity is one of the ones that really doesn't fit the genre that Colleen Hoover writes, but it was still really, really good. Anyone I talk to who reads Colleen Hoover's novels knows that Verity is really amazing. It's a great thriller. It does have a lot of triggers, so look into that before you decide to read it. But it will keep you on the edge of your seat. You will read it in a day, if not less. And all of my friends who have read it are obsessed with it, and they hope that she comes out with more thriller novels. So we're going to put that one in the best of the best, because Verity really isn't considered beautiful, more along the lines of scary, but it is one of the best novels that she's written. We're going to skip Maybe Someday for now. Layla, not my thing. I absolutely hated Layla. It was the worst Colleen Hoover novel I've ever read. I'm not trying to be harsh. I just really, really didn't like it. It had themes like possession, and I don't mean possession as in someone's being possessive over you. I mean as in body possession. It was kind of weird. It was very supernatural, and there was romance, but I didn't feel any chemistry between the characters. So overall, it just not good. I won't recommend Layla to anyone, and I'm usually the first one to be like, oh my gosh, read this book by Colleen Hoover, read this one. And Layla will never be the one that I mention. So next we have Hopeless, and Hopeless is one of her older novels. We're going to put it in a good read. I actually just recently finished Hopeless a couple of weeks ago. I know it was in 2022. This year has been crazy, but Hopeless was good. I liked the romance that they had. They had great chemistry. The plot twist was mind-blowing. And it was really good, but there are still a lot of triggers. A lot of Colleen Hoover's novels have triggers, so be aware of that. But yes, I really liked Hopeless. I would put that in a good read right along with Confess. I've never read Never Never. Heartbones. So we're going to put Heartbones in a good read because Heartbones was more along the lines of young adult. It felt very geared towards teenagers. It was still a really great novel, more along the lines of a shorter novel for her. It follows this teen. She just wants to go to college. And she has to move across the country to go live with her dad because of some unforeseen circumstances with her family life with her mother. And it's not in the Still Beautiful category. Definitely not. But it was geared towards a younger audience. So we're going to put it in a good read because I did enjoy it. It just wasn't mentally stimulating. I think is a good way to put it. So November 9 goes right alongside Ugly Love. I loved November 9. The plot twist in this one, also along the same lines of Hopeless, was mind-blowing. It really hits you in the heart, in the soul. It hits you right where it hurts, and it breaks your heart. And when I recommend Colleen Hoover's novels, I always start with some of like Ugly Love, November 9, because you don't want to start with the best ones. You want to work your way up to that and then be like, oh my gosh, I read the last Colleen Hoover novel that I have to read and it was the best of the best. So I always start with November 9 and Ugly Love because those were some really, really great novels, just not her best ones. So we're going to move on to Reminders of Him. I just finished Reminders of Him last month. So this one, the best of the best. Oh my gosh, I loved it. Reminders of Him follows this girl. She went through a tragedy. She lost her daughter. She lost the love of her life, and she is trying to find her way back to her daughter and try and build a life together. And this goes along the family drama as with Regretting You and Without Merit, but oh my gosh, I didn't think I would like this book going in. Reminders of Him was amazing. There was so much emotion, there was romance, you had the family drama, but it wasn't too overwhelming, and it was like the best of both worlds. And I don't usually cry for books. I don't cry at all. I'm not a crier, but for Reminders of Him, I will say it choked me up. I almost shed a tear, didn't, but it was so emotional that I sat there and I was like, wow, that kind of hurts, in the good way, of course. And then the last one that I am going to rank is Maybe Someday, because I literally just finished this book a few hours ago. And Maybe Someday, it had a lot of great things about it. It is one of her older novels. It had a great plot, great characters, but there were a couple things that kind of made me mad. Some of her characters did things that were out of line for that character specifically. And to be more specific about that it seemed way out of character. Like, I couldn't imagine this character saying what they did, and it blew my mind, and it totally ruined the character for me. So I was like, oof, I don't know about that. And then, of course, it has the themes of cheating, kind of like with Regretting You, and I'm not a fan of that. I really love the way that she worked it in, and she tried to see it from both sides, and Colleen Hoover kind of went into the gray area that is going on when you have feelings for someone. And of course, cheating is completely wrong, which is why this book wasn't necessarily my favorite, but it was still good for the way that it makes you think. And I love novels that make me sit there and go, that's a good point. So Maybe Someday is going to go into a good read. And I did want to save that one for last because that one was the last one that I read. And yeah, it was good. It was good. So best of the best, definitely It Ends With Us. Everyone knows that. Reminders of Him and Verity. Other than that, it looks like I need to get into reading Colleen Hoover novels because I have obviously not read enough, surprisingly. But anyway, that is my ranking of Colleen Hoover's novels. If you think that your rankings are different or you like one book more than I like one book, let me know why in the comments. And don't forget, if you like my content, if you want to read more of my book reviews, go check out my blog, and of course, subscribe. I'll see you next time.